Welcome back to The Build. I'm Jill, my partner is Charles, and we're determined to move into our yurt by this autumn. So today we're cutting down pieces for the upper kitchen cabinets. Of course, we can't wait for them to be finished because then we'll finally be able to put away all the kitchen supplies that are sitting in boxes in the middle of the floor. Up, up, up. Yes, you do. Up, up, up. Yep. Up, 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 up. Come on. Good morning. It's early May, and we have some beautiful weather today. Charles is taking advantage of that to build the upper kitchen cabinets. And let's go check in on the phoebes on the back of the shed. I gave them their privacy for several days, and in the meantime, to our utter amazement, they have actually built what looks like a functional nest. It's not quite done, apparently, but we now have high hopes that they might actually raise a brood on the back of the shed. I'm afraid the yurt is still a bit of a mess. We've been trying to clear off the place where he will build in the cabinets above the countertop. We've been trying to make a dent in the boxes. I've been organizing the closet. So a few things have found their homes, but there's still a lot of work to do. Some of you might recall our failed experiment of staining the backsplash green. That is something that we've decided to change. We're going to go with a light gray, and I intend to make it into a bit of an art project, so that will be coming up soon. Charles is using 3/4-inch plywood to build the cabinets, and after he got all the pieces cut to size, he used a dado blade to cut grooves for the joinery. Then he borrowed a friend's drill press to make holes for the hardware to hold up the shelves. And today he's working on the back of the cabinet where it gets attached to the wall.
I needed to make a pocket in each corner of this for support to come across. And the best way I could see to do that was to make a jig for the router, and the router will cut my pocket, just running around the outside edge of this.
I have to admit, I was a little confused about this part of the project while Charles was trying to explain it. But now that they're finished, you can see the pockets on the sidewalls and how they make room for a piece of wood that gets screwed onto the wall to hang the cabinet. Good morning. It's not a very nice day for working outside today, so let's check on the status of the mini split installation. In our last episode, Charles had it all wired up, but before we can use it, the coolant lines would need to be cleared with a vacuum pump.
So the line set, when you put them on, has to be evacuated so you get all the air and moisture out of them before you release the Freon charge out of the unit. So you vacuum the lines out where there's nothing left in them, make sure it'll hold so there's no leaks, and then you release the charge before testing. Once you release the charge, then you have to spray all the joints with soapy water and make sure we don't have any soap bubbles coming out.
While we're waiting for the system to pressurize, it's finally time to start hanging the cabinet boxes. Only a few will go up today, though, because Charles has been coating each one with the same clear polyurethane finish that we used on the interior wall panels. And I'm afraid I missed the camera shot, but we did pass the soapy water pressure test. So it looks like it's finally time to try out the air conditioner.
All right, first attempt. Nothing
So you think it's an electrical problem?
so far.
If it was a vacuum tube problem, it would run but not properly.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be coming on at all. 240 there. Nothing there. Something's weird here. Cut air town. This is a fusible disconnect. So I've got to go get fuses. Fuses. All right, try number 2.
The mini split is actually not just an air conditioner, it's also a heat pump. So Charles is testing that feature first. Jill from the future here. I'm happy to report that the heater worked so well, Charles has been using it for projects on chilly mornings ever since. We also tested the air conditioner, and it took a few minutes to cool down after using the heater, but that was successful too. Now it's cold. Of course, we'll have to wait for summer weather to really put it to the test. If you've been with us for many months, you might remember that I tried to cover up the outlet boxes with black paper held on by glue dots. And while that looked fine, the glue dots did not stand up over time. Most of the papers ended up springing off of the boxes. So I decided to try a new technique, a little bit more crude. I bought some black duct tape and wrapped the boxes with that. It doesn't look perfect, but I think they're at least an improvement over the original conspicuous blue boxes standing out against the yurt. Speaking of outlet boxes, There always seems to be one or two of them in the wrong place, even when you thought pretty hard about where to put them on your own custom DIY home build. So Charles took some time between hanging the cabinets to move two of them in the kitchen, including this one, which is for the under cabinet lighting on the counter. One by one, he's getting them hung up on the wall. And the last one is going to be a little bit different than the rest because the yurt rafters are intruding a bit on the space for the cabinetry.
It's a hole to allow the cabinet to raise up and go around the rafter, because the cabinets go right up against the wall of the yurt, and the wall and the top of the yurt is at an angle. So this will allow the rafter to go through the cabinet. Woohoo! Not too shabby.